Tonight's greatness in barbecue entertainment is partnered with the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, the barbecue store in Hempstead, the Chupacabra Rodan, Team Cosmos Q-Bus, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, We Branded Promotions, Texas Oil Guns, Team Rec Texas, Texas Original Charcoal, the Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Pinkerton's Barbecue, K&R Pipeline Services, Smokin' Magic, All Fired Up Cook-Off, Laredo Roofing Solutions, Half-Fast Cookers, and the Chopping Block in Webster and Victoria. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box. I call it bass boating.
Bass boating?
Have you ever seen a bass boat go down the water and everything like that?
Oh, and he nailed it. Oh, shit. Hashtag bass boat.
Hey, we got new old beer in here. All right, I'm sorry. I won't talk again. I'm sorry.
I really don't know what he said at the end of this. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Hey, what's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam by honey.
This kid folk with canned heat, barbecue. We're going to the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Let's all drop in.
What's going on, everyone? This is Carlos Calzada from Smoking Nose Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Toma! Hello, I'm Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Barbecue. You're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Did I say that right?
Are you ready to turn up the heat? 1. Let's go! Because you've just tuned in to the one and only So Smokin' Gooder Show. We're coming to you live from Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. This is the show where we talk all things barbecue and brews, and you better believe we're here to have a good time. Get ready for the man who knows barbecue like the back of his hand, the guy who can tell you the difference between an IPA and a stout blindfolded, and the life of every party, your barbecue pitmaster and the host with the most, Rob Arocha. Whether you're part of the Gooder Gang or just here for the special guests, barbecue competition updates, or maybe even to rate some boxes, strap in, fire up those smokers, and crack open a cold one, because the So Smokin' Gooder Show starts now.
Yes, what is up, Gooder Gang? Welcome to the show. You guys know what time it is. It's a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. You know where to be. That is right here watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Like they said, I am your host. I do not know anything about the IPAs, but I do know something a little bit about some barbecue. Maybe not some power rankings. Maybe not power rankings, according to some people, but know a little bit. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. I'm glad that you're sharing it with us tonight. I know there are many shows now. Many shows. There was only one at one time. Now there's many. Sound like Trump. Now there's many great shows out there right now. But thank you for spending some time with us. Myself, producer Ty, and our co-host of the evening. Let's bring him in right now, Mr. Eddie Morales from the Pitfather Barbecue. We're going to start this show right off. Eddie said he has a bedtime.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? We have a bedtime tonight. We're only going to go 1 hour, Eddie.
Perfect.
3 hours later.
3 hours later.
We'll see how that goes. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna go a couple hours. We'll see how long our guest tonight, Captain Joey Smith and Mr. Johnny Dunn, will want to join us, but we'll get them on in just a minute. How you been, man? What's going on? What's new with Pitfather? Where are you gonna be this weekend? I know you're not gonna be where I'm at, right?
No, sir. No, I'll be in Oklahoma this weekend.
Oklahoma. That's good.
Yeah, go do a KCBS out there and see if I remember. I feel like I haven't cooked in a while, man. So, I mean, I've done a couple IBCAs, but I feel like I haven't cooked in a while.
Yeah,
with all due respect,
they got. Well, y'all ranked them last week. You didn't rank them last week, but our guest. Shout out to our guest last week, Chris Davis from Cross Rifles Barbecue. That was a good show, man. Lots of great topics discussed. Lots of a lot of back and forth. It was all good. I love those kind of shows. It was great. If you guys did not have a chance to go watch it, don't, because it was 3.5 hours long. But if you want to fast forward to the end, you're welcome to do that. And you can find that on YouTube. You guys are checking us out. A lot of you guys are on Facebook right now, and I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, I appreciate you very much. Hit that like button and smash the subscribe button. We're slowly climbing up. We want to hit that 1,000 subscriber number. We're getting there. We're in the 800s now, Eddie. Congratulations. It's all due to you, my man. We're in the 800s. Yeah. And if you're following, what's your YouTube, Eddie? Let's plug it right now.
I think it's just the Pitfather Barbecue. I'm not sure. I gotta check. But Instagram is just the Pitfather, at the Pitfather. That's where I do most of my shit. But yes, I need to get my YouTube going, man.
If you guys can find Eddie's YouTube, put it on there. That's the worst plug ever for yourself, Eddie. Learn your channel's name, my man.
So it's at the Pitfather Barbecue, the Pitfather BBQ.
There he goes. Producer ties on it. There you go. But if you're on YouTube right now, please hit that little thumbs up button. That means a lot to us. It helps the algorithm, whatever that means. But gets more eyes to the show. And we got a great one for you tonight. We always do. But tonight, we got some Texas legends. We did a Texas legend show back in the day, meaning to do more of those. But we'll get them on here shortly. But we're talking about Mr. Captain. I can't just call him Joey Smith. Captain Joey Smith. He earned it. There is a true process to make that happen. He does have his license, and he is now a true captain. He's the captain now, Eddie.
Captain
Eddie's
Hook.
Okay. And then we have Texas legend, Texas brisket man. We'll talk about that for sure. But we're talking about Mr. Johnny Dunn with the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, but of course, Bourbon Cowboy Cookers, for those that don't know.
I love when they get a walk.
They're great, man.
I feel like the whole crowd just enjoys it,
They're great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great mom and pop team. Of course, Joey throws his cap. That's always good too. All right, let's get some shout outs to the Gooder Gang before we get started here. First up, Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Good evening, Rob, Eddie, and Ty. Carlos Calzada, second in. What's up, man? ZZ Top Fan, how are you? The Dude Barbecue. Larry Vaughn checking in from South Jersey. Appreciate you always, Eddie. Larry, sorry. Who we got? I'll Tell You Later Barbecue. We got Surge. If you guys have not checked out that show, that goes on Monday nights at 8 o'clock, Beyond the Smoke. They had Mr. Aaron Leslie on last week. Before that, they had Junior Rios. Pretty cool. We got Armando De Luna checking in. That is Laredo Roofing Solutions. For those that don't know, thank you very much. Brandon Perriman, Always Forward Barbecue.
7.
7.
Oh shit, my bad. I thought we started
too early, bro. Little early. Los Gordos Q checking in. What's going on? Rusty Junk, Ricardo Nieto, what's going on? Cesar Mejia, there he is right there. Bradley Coulter, he joined us on some Sunday Fun Day last week. That was a lot of fun. That is Smoking Magic, if you don't know. Gordo Q checking in. I know he'll be at where I'm at, the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation in El Campo. Who else we got? My Pits Are Burning. That's Mr. Kevin Hernandez. What's going on? Matt Capsar. Caspar, excuse me. Ocala Q. Randall, what's up? Who else we got here? Jared McCrory. Can't skip Jared. Cannot skip Jared. Nicho Heredando. What's going on, my man? Who else we got checking in? Fidencio Duran. What's going on? Sam Demerit. He is part of Beyond the Smoke. Robert Liao. What's going on, my man? There's Smoking Magic. How are you? Peter Harrison. That is a new name. I think I heard him last week. Thank you for checking back in, Peter. Appreciate you. Shaler Chapa. He's with the All Fired Up Benefit Cook-Off. That's coming up in March in Pleasanton, Texas. More on that later. Anthony Katea, what's going on? Anthony, how you been, my man? I haven't seen you in a little while. You all right? You checking in with you? Appreciate you checking in with us, but how you doing? I hope everything's going well. Robert Michelle, what's going on? Uwe Braun, our favorite German cook. Corby Simpkins, Doodle Q, if you don't know. Who else we're missing here? When Bottoms Up Smoker, Sean Trainer, what is happening, my man? There's the Triple Threat Vets podcast. Checking in as well. I think we're getting there. Louis Gonzalez. Did you know he played guitar? I did not. I found that out today.
I did.
Philip Ellie. He's got a cook-off coming up real soon. I'll get the deets on that, and I'll get Philip on to talk about that as well. Fred Robles, the world champion on my Mount Rushmore. What's going on, Fred? How are you? Eric Arnold, my man. There's Hotshot BDP. What's up, man? How you doing, Brian? Good to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Jacob Kennedy, what's going on? Who else we got? Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried, Mr. Chicken Fried himself. We can always find that Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. That's the Chicken Fried Show with Bill and Phil and producer Wes. We got Enrique Munoz, Stacy Hale. What's up, Stacy? Hello. And Anthony, good to be back. Going to be back soon. Converted my trailer to porch. Dropping it off next week. All right. Congratulations. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you on here. All right. Do we have any order of business to talk about, Eddie, before we get our guest on for tonight?
I know just curious on where the sanctioning bodies got ranked last week after I got off.
Oh no, you were fully on when that got ranked.
Was it KCBS, CBA, Lone Star, Outlaw, IBCA?
It was close but different. And it wasn't us. We didn't rank it. That was our guest, the guest of the evening. And the comments of the guests do not necessarily represent the comments of the co-host and the host of the show. We'll see how that goes, man. And Carlo Casanova, what's up, my man? How's Carlos doing, man? Carlo, not Los. Los is always on my mind, but there's Carlo Casanova. All right. Let's bring him on. Producer Ty, our guest of the evening. We're going to be talking about Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. Joey, is there any way you can turn your camera sideways, your phone? There you go. Now we got the full view of Captain Joey Smith. Well, let's go around the horn real quick because Johnny Dunn was very prompt and he was in first. Mr. Johnny Dunn.
How
are you, sir?
Doing well.
Where are you checking in from tonight?
I'm at home. I was going to go down early to El Campo, but we changed our mind. But we're heading out in the morning, so I'm at home.
All right, and that is where again?
Huffman, Texas.
Huffman, Texas. You know, my wife's from Huffman, Texas.
Is that right?
Yes.
I did not know that.
She grew up there. She was born in actually Louisiana, but grew up in Huffman.
And, nice little town. Actually, I read the other day, didn't know this. Huffman, Texas was founded by a guy from Louisiana.
Oh, well, there you go. You too, Los. You too. And the captain, how are you, my man?
Been running and going 3 days on the water. Got off the water at 10, got in a truck, hooked on some barbecue pits, and rolled up here to the warehouse in Liberty Hill. I'm at Brandon's house now. Did a 5-hour run, picked up trophies, and ready to roll tomorrow.
Damn, rough life, man. Rough life. What time are you waking up to go out on the water nowadays? Is that 4 a.m.?
We're running about 4:35, and then get the boats, ready, rigged out, and then we pick our customers up probably about 6:15, 6:30, and then roll it out.
Eddie, are you a fisherman?
I'll do some fishing here and there. Not hardcore, but I ain't got much places to fish around here besides dirty lakes. But I like some fishing. I've done.
Yeah, Joey's been on the fish. He's been on the fish this year, big time.
I haven't got to post the last 2 days. It's been on fire offshore anyway.
Yeah, the best I've done is some bay fishing, man. So we did a full day out on the bay. Pretty cool, but I haven't done no deep sea.
Yeah, we can do both. I like to sling y'all around. We can do some bay fishing out of the airboat's been pretty fun. Once it cools down here, it's going to light back up here next month.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we had lots to talk of the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation last week because we had our veteran Chris Davis on last week. He's been a coach for you guys. Who wants to tackle what the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, when we say that, and you've been a big sponsor of us for a couple of years now, and I appreciate that, you guys, both of you. But who wants to tackle what the Texas Chrome Hero Foundation is all about, what they offer, all the benefits that just everything involved with the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. Johnny, you want to take that one?
Sure. We're a nonprofit, a 501c3, and we take veterans and first responders who suffer from post-traumatic stress. We take them to a competition barbecue cook-off, and we teach them pretty much everything we know, give them our recipes, our methods, our timing, how to trim, how to wrap, everything that we do. We don't hide anything from them, and bring them all the way through the competition process from the very, very beginning on Friday to the awards program. And the gist of the whole thing was to give them something engaging to focus on, rather than that dark place that post-traumatic stress can bring them. And a lot of these guys don't suffer from it 24/7. It kind of comes and goes on a lot of people. There are some that are much worse than that, obviously, but you never know what's going to trigger it. So this is something that we can put on their mind. And as everybody on this podcast knows, that competition barbecue can be very, very addictive, and in a good way. And plus, it's a family sport. They can bring their families, and we try to engage them and give them just a great experience. Some of them come more than once. And we recently had a guy, I guess it was last year at El Campo, kind of had a little bit of a setback that wanted to come back, and he came back and helped him out. So it's something that, again, that gives them something different to focus on besides all the bad memories they have, and then all their stress in their life. Some of them are disabled and have some challenges in that. So, and we don't hold back. We give them responsibilities, and it's as y'all all well know, that competition barbecue can be very stressful, but this is a good kind of stress. It's not the kind of stress that they suffered an injury from. So it's a good stress, especially if we're fortunate enough to walk in a cook-off, and which happens pretty often, actually. We've been blessed in that regard. So Joey, do you have anything else to add?
Oh, you're right. It's the structure they get from it. It's they want to be in that force again and surround themselves and have that structure and to be able to go cook and have those leaderships that's telling them what to do and how to do it and where they can pass it on. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and one of the things Joey and I noticed at one of the cook-offs a long time ago, there were 3 of the veterans in the foundation trailer, and they started talking about one of the battles that they were in, and they were actually they were in different branches of the service, but they were in the same battle on the same day.
Never knew each other.
Joey and I had to step out and just let it go. And so one of the best therapies for them is have with other veterans. And that's good therapy for them. And we don't try to draw out what their experiences were that caused their post-traumatic stress. We just let that happen organically. If it happens, we're not going to ask them. We're just going to let them tell their story if they want to tell their story. And most of the time they do.
Joey, when did the foundation become what year was that it became Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation? Because you guys have been doing this, it seems like, for 4 years now, maybe.
You gotta
longer.
think, yeah, I think we're going on our 5th year. The first year, Brandon and I got together. We went to go do an event at a ranch I volunteered for, and this is where it kind of started. Brandon and I was cooking at these game ranches where they took veterans hunting. Well, they only got to go experience this thing one time. They couldn't bring their family, but the next one that gets drawn for this hunt got to go, but his buddy could go, but they couldn't go out in the field. So Brandon and I did this for about 2 years, and it just kind of clicked, going, wow, all of a sudden we're out here, they're volunteering for us. They're traveling around doing the same thing, but they can't go experience what their buddy's doing that they got to experience one time before. So that's kind of how it was birthed. So I think we're starting on our 5th year, and it's a still learning experience. Every time you get with a new veteran and stuff, you think you can have this figured out, and we're no therapists either, but we do have good therapy, what we get to offer. And I think it's a blessing that we get to do this. And as we go along, it's different ways we find them. I mean, some of them don't want to do a competition. Some of them want to just go out for a boat ride. They don't want to be on no camera. They don't want to be talking to nobody. And those stories we get to share ourselves, ones we take down and fishing and stuff, that just want to get away and go sit on a beach somewhere and just have some quiet time. So we're just growing as we're going. It's changing as we go year after year, and got a great board behind us. So
I love it. As you know, our producer Ty, he's a veteran. Ty, anytime you want to jump in, you are welcome to. My man, always when we hear from producer Ty, it's always better for the show. But I applaud you guys for what you guys are doing. You guys have, y'all guys, a lot of the competition cooks that have gone through your program, a lot of them are still doing this right now. We've got some in the comments right now. I saw Carlos commenting. We all know our good friend Josh and Stacy Hale. They are doing well as well. But you've had a lot of success stories with your veterans that come through the program. I know Johnny said it's good stress, if there is such a thing. It's a lighter stress for sure from what they're, and I don't want to make light of anything. But we introduce them to a new type of stress, but it's great, right?
Well, it is. It's great, and also we're getting taught a lot. We came in strong because just like anything else, when they go win a battle or whatever they've done in their life, we wanted to make that same statue for them in the barbecue world. But we're backing it down a notch because some of this we pushed too hard, too fast. So we're trying to get it back to the the nuts and bolts of it. I think is where we're focusing on now going forward, and that's one of the reasons why we kind of backed down out of the points chase stuff, because we took too much focus on trying to make this a big thing for barbecue versus for the veterans, if that makes any sense to y'all. So we're just doing some structural stuff right now.
Obviously, Eddie, if you want to add anything, you're obviously jump in at any time. Go ahead.
No. I'm just, man, I'm taking it in. I'm listening. It's awesome what they're doing, man. And I think it's great. You know, I have a lot of friends that are veterans, and man, they try to look for. I play pool with a lot of them. You know, that's their stress relief is playing.
Our biggest focus now is just get them to our door. I know we have an application process, but if you'll just get them to just give us a phone call or give us a contact, that's our biggest thing, because you're stepping on eggshells with these guys, and the best thing that we're doing is do this softly thing. We're going to do some smaller competitions, not a big background this year, just to focus on these guys that we know that don't want to, because we chase big stuff. We want them to go win and beat you guys, and just even get a walk one day, and to the stage for that. But we're going to have to pick smaller stages and pick smaller battles, just like what they had to go through.
Yeah, that's great for sure.
But yeah, definitely the reach is what we need help in the barbecue world of getting these guys to us, because this is the biggest part. Hey, yeah, they want to be in a program, they hear it, but when they have to go through a lot of steps, that's what we're trying to cut down some. And just a friend connecting to a friend. Ty knows this. He can book in any time. He's the one sending a lot to us. Just the ones that doesn't want to do all that big demeanor.
Absolutely. You got some great comments in there. Ty's going to star them and highlight them right here, like this one from Uwe right now. Lots of veterans down here in the Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and would love to see one of the events here down there. That'd be awesome. You kind of touched on it, Joey. You guys and Johnny as well. You guys had a 6-pack last year, and I thought was great. But yeah, I understand. We've got so many different avenues and so many different options out there right now for cook-offs. It seems, and I understand that we hope for a little better through that 6-pack series. But I personally was a part of that whole thing for the last 2 years that y'all did that, and I loved it. And I saw Sean Trainer had a comment in there about the 6-pack. What were some of the challenges that you guys faced with that, and did it benefit the foundation at all?
No, money wise, it didn't help us any, and it took a lot of focus from all of us on the board to really help run that. And if it wasn't for Dustin Stanley, the barbecue store, and we branded, we'd have never made it through that series. And we just discussed this again today. When you go through all that and trying to build something big like that, which it would be great, it's just it's donating and getting the people in place, and we'll work on that at a later date. I love to see that come back. It's definitely a dream for us. I just think we just overstepped it and lost our focus for a minute.
Well, I don't want to speak for Eddie, but I'm sure Eddie will be a part of that, and Ty as well. If there's anything we can do, if you guys want to bring something like that back, of course, you have our full support. We'd love to help do it. And of course, I was attending all of those as well. That a lot of good memories out of that. But the focus is always the foundation. So whatever it helps the foundation, if that's not helping, then obviously you guys made a good decision not to continue that, pursue that.
There are a lot of feelings about it, but like I say, it's a call. We were honest with it. Our focus is these guys and gals. If we can't stay focused with that and let it grow on its own, we pushed it a little hard. You know me, I was always an out-go-getter. My board's been great for me at slowing me down, because that's
you are out there. You're all go, bro, and I love that for sure. Johnny, how can somebody get involved? If they don't know much about it. I know Ty put the website up there already, and that's probably the first step. But do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, if you go to the website on the initial page, the first page at the very bottom, scroll down to the bottom, there's an application. Just fill out that application. Once you complete it and hit the button, it sends an email to Joey, and then we take it and give you a call. And we got quite a few people. One of the posts I made on Facebook on the foundation page got quite a few names off of that, and not all of them could participate in Lost Lagoon, but we're going to get them in other cook-offs. So even if we can't get you in right away, there are going to be other cook-offs down the road. And the fall season is coming up. We're pretty active in the fall season, so not as active in the summer because it's so hot. But and there actually, honestly, there are fewer cook-offs in the summer than there are in the fall or the spring. So
for sure,
yeah, they could just go to that to the website and scroll down to the bottom of that first page, and they'll see it.
Awesome. Ty, you got anything, Ty, before we
yeah, out of here, Ty.
Absolutely.
I do want to hear from Ty.
I've said numerous times on our podcast, I've said it 100 times on this podcast, and I've said it since I've retired from the Army in 2017. PTSD is an isolating bitch of a disease. It wants to isolate you from everything that you love, everything you enjoy, and it wants all of your time. It wants to keep you away from everything. So the fact of me going to the VFW and in turn, by extension, getting involved with the CBA, the Texas Pitmaster, the cooking culture, I've said this before, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. It has literally saved my life. So to speak a little bit about the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, I myself and Candy Baines, she's the promoter. I did the awards. We were part of the Texas Six Pack, but the culture and an environment that is created for a veteran when they have to have a mission to cook, they have to pay attention to detail. I've likened the equipment to our equipment in the military. The proteins that we cook, that's our ammo. There's turn-in times, there's hit times, there's certain things you're going to do. There's a certain way you're going to follow everything. It's exactly what veterans need in order to stop isolating. And that's the biggest part of PTSD. So the first time I laid eyes on the Texas Chrome Heroes rig, I met Joey, I met Mr. Dunn, and they were just as warm as could be. And I'd already been out for a couple of years, but I know I'm a very abrasive person sometimes, but I know that I have no problem telling people to go to Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation because I know Mr. Dunn and Mr. Smith are going to take care of them. And that's always been my experience. There's never been a second where this organization was not above reproach. And I would recommend it to any veteran that is interested in getting into the Texas barbecue culture.
Thank you, Todd.
Yes, sir. I got my hat.
Good.
Yeah, but I really appreciate it. You guys have been super nice to me. I've enjoyed all the cooks that have gone through. I've spoken to them. They've all enjoyed it. Matt Keene is a big proponent of the Texas Chrome Heroes. He talks about you guys. If I find someone that's at the VFW, or if I come across a veteran that is interested at all in cooking, I try to get them to come here. Like, I get people from my podcast to listen to this podcast just so they can see the culture. And that's what we do. We throw out a bunch of tools, and if some of them work for these veterans, then that's what we're here for. So,
what's interesting about it is some of these guys and gals come in and come to cook with us, and we're all barbecue cooks, but some of these people have never been to a cook-off. They have no idea what a barbecue cook-off is, and they're kind of nervous because they're like, well, we're just going to go in somebody's backyard and cook or what, and it kind of opens their eyes wide open, and then we start moving pretty quickly and going into the prep part of it on Friday night, and before the weekend's over with, they're like that largemouth bass with treble hook in his mouth. I mean, some of them get hooked big time.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. I'm the best dishwasher on the whole circuit. I'll put my dishwashing abilities up against anybody.
And when they throw in, it's crazy because when you were working with veterans, first responders, they find a place regardless what you're teaching them because they already know instincts, if that makes any sense. So as you're going and they know how to fit in. They've been in these big situations that they've done, saving someone's life or being being under fire. So when you're into this cook-off, because it's kind of like a battle, especially when we got camaraderie coming from other cooks, and we're looking at this and looking at that, going, hey, we got this kind of meat. This is what we're going to run. And when you start progressing of these challenges that we set the bar, they're going, wow, this is something I can do.
Yeah, it's funny when some of these guys are combat veterans that have seen a lot of bad stuff, or first responders. They've seen a lot of bad stuff, and they get to awards and they have to walk up on that stage and get a trophy, and they have tears in their eyes. I mean, you think, oh, this guy's a badass, why does he have tears in her eyes? Well, to me, that tells me that what we're trying to do is working. It's gotten to the right place in their heart and their mind, and helps them focus on something else. And that's exactly what we're trying to do.
You're correct.
Can't hear you.
There you go. Yeah, obviously, Johnny, you and the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Captain Joey, and everybody involved, you guys are doing some great work. If they are going up there and with tears in their eyes, that is a big deal, man. That is huge. I got to visit with Ty's group, his Triple Threat Vets podcast, and Ty was mentioning, those guys when they're on, when they're out there, they're also, cooking and doing all this other stuff. So it goes hand in hand. Ty, if you want to jump back in here on there, but a lot of those deploys are these guys are doing some barbecue and when they can, right? I mean, so it seems like it's a natural process. That's why I love what the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation is doing, because they've kind of seen it. They've kind of been, introduced to it. You guys are obviously getting them some in-depth, training and whatnot as far as barbecue is concerned. But it seems like it's one of the hand-in-hand kind of thing to do veterans and barbecue, Ty.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Al Hero, he's a Navy veteran, senior chief in the Navy, spent 20 plus years in the Navy. So there's a lot of permanent change of station, or PCS is what we call it. So they've been all around the world and sampled St. Louis, Memphis. Al was talking about Carolina, but even Al, who's from Florida, says Texas barbecue is the best. And so absolutely, the veterans are very, very picky about it. I remember in probably 2004, met a guy from Texas who made me a brisket, and I was like, oh yeah, I've had brisket before. He's like, no, this is Texas brisket. I'm from Texas. And I was like, yeah. And to that point, it was the best brisket I'd ever had in my life. So veterans definitely care about barbecue.
Yes, they do. And one of our experiences, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all.
No, keep going. I love it.
Tom Ball was one of them, and we had a veteran there, and we had one walk that day. I think we got a third place port. We took pictures. When I handed him the trophy, he goes, man, I can't take this. I said, this is your trophy. He goes, this is the work we did together. So several weeks go by and stuff, and he asked us, he goes, is my name going to be on that trailer? I said, everybody goes through this program goes on that trailer. So we sent him this picture, and he sent us a plaque back. Got to share this one night here. But it was a plaque with the picture that we took at Tomball with the trophy. He had a picture with him in his full gear, and put some coins in this plaque. It's beautiful. We have things that right now we're going to get with James, our wood guy, to build some things in these trailers to hang up, because we have collected some just awesome history, awesome friendship life with these guys that we want to continue to share by the walk through the trailer, because y'all been in the first trailer. So Kintex Roofing just donated a 42-foot trailer that will be at El Campo. It's something real hearted for us that we were working on a second trailer that was fully donated, that is fixing to be work on a program to get it built out to be able to cover more territory for us this year. So we're really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Let's take comments from the Gooder gang. There, a lot of them are chiming in right now. There's a Rob Ty. This is a great one right here. Can we sponsor a vet's entry fee to help a vet go through the program?
Yes, you sure can. Back to with us slowing our feet down right now. We're going to those kind of communities for that. We are definitely looking for those entry fees for those and support those promoters that are promoting those areas that we need to be in as well, and surround ourselves with those kind of groups. So yes, sir.
What are we talking, Joey? What kind of sponsorship or something like that? What kind of commitment is that for anybody who's interested and wants to support a vet?
If they're interested for that, we have 2 stages of this. If they want to help cover some meat, that'll be great. If they can cover an entry fee for a cook-off for one of our teams, that's great too. Like I said, we've got donors, and we got people that's giving us $20 every week, got $20 a month. It doesn't matter, all of it goes to one cause. But if they're wanting a event, we'd love for the entry fee to be covered, and of course, our meat costs. Y'all do this on a weekly basis. We've done this for years, and it's $1,500 to show up. If where you're traveling and all that stuff, time you're hauling gear and everything, that's what all y'all are spending.
Yeah. Ty, if you got some more comments, let's put them up right here. As Patrick Mudge, love the name Patrick. As a veteran, I will say it just because Joey and Johnny won't. They are saving lives and not just veteran lives. That's pretty cool. That's a big, powerful statement right there. Thank you, Patrick. Yes. Appreciate you, man.
One of our biggest sponsors that we have on board, takes care of all our coolers. That's him right here. IC Tech.
IC Tech, yes.
So much,
thank you, Patrick. He's a great guy. First class guy.
Wonderful. Yes, what Patrick said, the Hales are living proof, the whole family. Yeah, you've spawned families doing this deal. Carlos Calzada, one of the guys, Smoking Los Barbecue. You see him and his mom sometimes out there. If his wife's out there, his kids are out there doing kids cues. It is spawned a full family event for these veterans out there, and it's amazing. The Hales are another story that is out there. They're out there killing it. They've killing it, Eddie. They really are. They are doing. They are not only gone through the program, and gotten into the barbecue world, but they are like excelling in what they do in the barbecue.
They'll be passing up my career and Johnny's career expectations of what we done, because when I first got to meet Josh, he thought I was the giddy up of all barbecue until he got his hands involved with us, and then he took it on his own after that. We gave him the basic tools, and the rest of that, man, hats off to Sure Shot Barbecue and Stacy and the whole family, because not just the whole family's involved, and it's a blessing for us to see that be birthed, because they do it all together, and that's a dream that we wanted to continue to see grow.
Absolutely. Sean Trainer, there you go. Don't forget first responders also. You guys also work with first responders. I know y'all did mention that during everything.
We have 3 of those, I think, total on premises, especially the ones that are just coming for the auction support. We have a little over 22 veterans going to be on site. I think we have total of 9, and then we got 3 first responders this weekend. And we really need to focus on more first responders. So keep us in touch and put us in the loop and do the same program.
Yeah, one of our first responders that has been through the program is going to be one of our pit coaches this weekend, James Miller. He and his wife, Dawn, are both first responders. And I'm not going to go into James' story. Some of these stories are very private.
Sure.
But he is really turned into quite a good barbecue cook in a short period of time. So he's doing very well.
Absolutely, he is. It's fun and exciting to see these guys that take to it. Ty and I talked about it at, a lot of these guys are very detailed, right? They once they get a process down, it's a not only just a process, it is a complete, procedure of what to do, because they are very detailed. They're very precise on everything they do. And it doesn't surprise me, a lot of these guys that go out there and compete in barbecue and excel, because a lot of these guys, myself is one of them, we know what we're doing. We do the same thing every time, but we don't do the exact same thing. And a lot of these guys do. And that can be attributed to some consistency.
Yes.
Yep. Especially
Absolutely.
Josh. Josh is by the second of 2 seconds pass by, he's like, fuck. And he starts, I'm already late or I'm early. And I'm like, it's only a couple seconds, bro. It's all right. He's like, it's not all right, bro. It's not all right.
No, and then he goes into a panic spirit mode.
Oh yeah,
Josh, I'll tell you, you miss SP, just the whole mission's screwed. I'll tell you something about first responders too, gentlemen. Is first responders are civil service, so they see the absolute worst part of humanity most days of their life, and they were, at least we know when we are deployed or if we're going overseas, we know pretty much who we're fighting. We know who we're going up against. We get a lot of intel. A lot of times in civil service, police officers, policemen and women across the world, first responders, firemen, they go in and they see the absolute worst happen to everyone from babies to 90-year-old people. So they suffer from PTSD just as much and maybe even worse than military people do, because we're fighting bad people and we're seeing our brothers and sisters die, but they're seeing people that live in their neighborhoods die. Mm-hmm. They're civil servants and they're still dealing with death all the time. So their PTSD is every bit as bad as ours.
And they will not compare themselves to a veteran. Each one that we met that's probably worse PTSD than a veteran will not accept it, that they deserve it more.
They have a harder time coming to cook with us than the veterans do, because they think they're taking the place of a veteran, and they deserve to be there as well.
100%.
I'm involved with the Houston Police Officers Union, and every time I get a chance to tell them, I tell them, you guys are the same as us. The full battle rattle that you put on every day, the roll call, having your brothers and sisters' backs, it's the same premise. Plus, you go in and you have to deal with the worst parts of humanity some days. So, for all my first responders out there, trust me, you deserve it just as much as we do.
Buddy says link for donations. I believe producer Ty already put that up there, but I'm sure he will do it again because this is very important. Yeah, if you guys want to contribute to the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, my goodness, please do. They are doing, as we talked about, extraordinary work for our veterans and first responders out there. All right.
It's so TexasChrome.org, isn't it, Joey?
Yes, that link is up as well. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Ty will put that link up there for sure. Yeah, Wes, this segment is way too honorable and classy for me. I'll check back in when it's turning south. It might not turn south tonight. You never know. Hey, but we have a big event, right, coming up this weekend. This is kind of like
let me pick up the pace for you, buddy, so you don't have to leave. I'm gonna give you a good insight.
No. We're now. Let's have some fun. Is there anything that we failed to mention about the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation? Because you guys know I'm a big supporter of you guys, and I love what you guys do. Everything we talk about, anytime you guys want to come on and talk about anything you have going on, and I always share what you have going on. This is a great partnership that I appreciate, Joey, Johnny, and everybody involved with the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. Is there anything that we want to mention before we move on to the big contest that we got going on this weekend?
That's our focus right now. I think we'll come back on the show for filling in some dates of things coming up, but we haven't got those all in detail yet. So that's right after this event.
Absolutely. TexasChromeBBQ.com is the website. If you guys want to donate, please visit that website and do it, man. Gooder Gang, do your thing, because these guys are doing some outstanding work for veterans and first responders. All right.
There's one thing I wanted to add, though, if you don't mind, Rob.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
There's a whole board of people behind the scenes that are not as visible a lot of times. Most of y'all have met Brandon Davis, his wife, and I don't know, some of you have met James, and his wife, but our wives are behind us. The other board members, they're involved in the background sometimes. Sometimes they're out front, but we absolutely could not do that without them. It's all volunteers. Everybody, well, I'll say this, they all have full-time jobs except for me. I'm retired. I'm the only bum in the group.
Well-deserved retirement, sir.
Yeah, it gives us text about 2 in the morning when he comes up with an idea.
With some bourbon, maybe.
Oh yeah,
it's always time for a good idea.
Best ideas involve a little maybe alcohol and some bourbon, probably, maybe, for sure.
That's where the best ideas come up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, they do.
Wonderful
bourbon.
I think best ideas and worst ideas. Right.
True.
Yeah, then you just fix the worst idea and it's still good.
Yeah. But them worst ideas sound like pretty damn good ideas at the time.
Pretty good.
We'll call those learning opportunities.
That's a damn good. I should tell everybody right now, 2 in the morning. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. So big event this weekend. One of my favorite events of the year. I always circle it. My family has a good time. Normally it's a Wednesday. Joey and I have done this show on a Wednesday in the pool at the El Campo Los Lagoon. Unfortunately, both of us are not able to be there right now. And I can't get there till Friday. I got a full schedule. So I got to work tomorrow. I won't be there till Friday. But let's talk about it. Eddie, have you ever been to the El Campo Los Lagoon?
Yeah. I've been.
Okay.
Man, this is going to be my first time missing it since I started. Okay. Since they started it. So,
well, we're going to miss you because they've done a whole new stage, a whole new bar in the pool. They really expanded.
Man,
it's hard to believe that they improved that pool, but they have quite a bit.
Really?
Oh man, just wait. There's tables in the pool now, right in front where all the awards are going to be in the pool. So you cookers, jump on in. We're going to give you awards in the pool, and your awards will be before our big auction. So cookers get taken care of first, and then the rest of the entertainment and the auction will be afterwards.
Are they waterproof?
They built a stage down at the pool level. So it's down just above the pool. So instead of up high, so the band will be right there at pool level. They've got quite a few things that have improved it.
Sean Trainer, best plans are always on a bar napkin. No, I did see some videos this past weekend or the weekend before that. I did see that, and I was wondering because they did do a stage, and I couldn't tell where the stage was, but it's right next to the. If you guys have been to the El Campo Los Lagoon, and you see your kids on the rope, or kids, I say kids, me, swinging on the rope. Yes, and Josh too, swinging on the rope and going in there. That stage is right next to that, to the right.
Yeah, it's a rope. There's a rope and a slide right there, and right next to it. So it's pretty cool.
Well, isn't that a deep end? That's going to be difficult, I guess. I don't know. I can't wait to go there and experience it and to see everything, the changes they've had at the El Campo Los Lagoon. But other than that, other than the changes, what can we expect? Anything different as far as the cook-off is concerned? I know we're still CBA and whatnot, but anything different that you guys got going on?
Never the same. We're going to feed all the cookers breakfast. So y'all be hungry on Saturday. You got breakfast burritos donated by Brandon and James Peterson.
Nice.
They're going to get all that gathered up, and we're going to be delivering tacos to you guys just to get the day started. And stay hydrated, everybody. It's going to be hot, but you're going to have a great pool. We got some awesome hardware that we just finished, that we started. These trophies that we build, we think that we can start them in a year advance, but there is so many people involved that get in to put their heart and soul in this to help us donate these things. Because me, I wanted one-of-a-kind trophies to give out. We kind of compared this with Memphis and May, and this year I think we've hit it out of the park. every year that we change them up. We change the color of the flames, the toppers, the whole 9 yards. The buckles are different. So we got some cool hardware for 20 grand. Yeah,
buckles are out of bounds.
Where's it at? I got one somewhere here. Oh, it's right. Well, I got some other stuff. I got the right in front. Hold on. These are incredible trophies. Eddie, talk a second while I get these going on real quick.
Yeah, man. Man, I wish I could make it this year, but unfortunately, my wife has to work, and man, she'd kill me if I went there without her. You know, so
right.
She loves the place. Yeah, it's great. So hopefully, be back next year.
Yes,
yeah, I don't know if you can see those, but man, that right there is one of my favorite trophies. It's detailed right there. It's all displayed right there because it is my favorite. It's a beautiful trophy. It's engraved. You can see the flames in there, whatnot. But that was a first place rib last year. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So that's the insert.
What is this? What is this?
That's the new insert design for the trophies for Grand and Reserve this year.
Damn.
Is that inside the trophy? Is that what you said?
That will be inside the trophy.
Okay, and we don't get a picture of the trophy yet, do we? No.
No, I just picked them up today. Like we are, there's so many parts and pieces between Dustin and then we've got our great wood people over here with Kane, the cabinets that takes care of our stuff, and then I've got the guy out of Quero that makes all the leather stuff for us.
Nice.
It's crazy that the people that get to touch this trophy and build this for us every year is really cool.
Carlos Calzada.
How long as they're ready there, so they're wrapped up in the back of the truck right
now. Two men I admire, and they are also world champions. Carlos Calzada. Don't forget Barbecue Church at the foundation spot for sure. Yes. Definitely cannot forget that. Yeah, and there it is right there. We got 20K on the line. Of payouts. We've got the entry fee. You know, people complain about the entry fee. Not complain, but they talk about it, right? But that's not just an entry fee. That's your RV spot. That's your weekend spot, basically. For
your entry fee is $320 if you do the mathematical stuff of it. The rest of it's take care of your RV stuff.
Yeah, it's full hookups at an RV resort, so it's hard to beat cooking at a place like that, in my opinion.
And get the wrist. Glenn Templeton, full band this year too, Rob. So we get to see Glenn with full band this year.
Nice. Screw you, Eddie. Glenn, you're gonna miss it, my 80s. Man.
Are y'all capped out already or not yet?
We have got, I think we're 10 spots left that we're going to take. We want to keep this cook-off in a mellow point of I want it really controlled and great judging. So our number was 70 teams. So we're at 62 right now. So we got, and we're not going to leave anybody out. We got enough. I think there's a total of only 40 RV spots left in the whole park.
Oh, wow.
Out of
big weekend.
Yeah, they have 295 total RV spots in that RV park. So that means they're getting pretty full. That's a big RV park.
Oh, no.
I
love that place.
Pool for sure. No, it's a great one. Go ahead, Ed. I thought you were gonna say something else.
Nah, well, I was reading Brian's comment. He said better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So
now Eddie's got his sights on some KCBS glory, and I'm proud of him for doing that. I think it's gonna be awesome. But I am excited to go. You never know, bro. I'm dude, full support behind Eddie Morales and Pitfather doing what you got planned here.
Eddie, you've been doing some awesome cooking, man. Proud of you, dude. Been following you as well. When I got some time, I get me missing a part of the cooking, but doing this stuff and watching all y'all grow and stuff. You know, I got to have my time, so it's just great to watch y'all just do y'all's thing, man. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Did we fail to mention anything for the cook-off? We're at the top of the hour. We're going to do a couple things, and then I'd love for you guys to rate some boxes. I won't keep it too much longer. We'll do rate my box really quickly right after the top of the hour, and then before we advance on, and of course I want to Captain Joey Smith. I already talked to Joey before you got on, but I know we did Mount Rushmore back in the day, but let's do it again real quick for people that need some refreshers. We'll do a Mount Rushmore and barbecue homies that are 4 people that have helped you and inspired you. Oh, not yet, Ty, not yet, Ty. But we'll do that here in just a minute. But if guys, you can take a break for about 2 to 3 minutes because I'm just going to run over. I think there were only like 2 or 3 contests last weekend because even Mr. Johnny mentioned that, summertime, it's not so busy in the barbecue competition world. But you guys take a break. Eddie, you can go kick the tires real quick. And then when
Brandon's making me one right now, Eddie.
Joey Smith. Johnny, are you drinking some bourbon tonight, my man?
No, I've been a little under the weather. I've got iced tea. So
Johnny's drinking iced tea. I don't have to worry about him calling me late tonight. Yay.
Johnny
I may call you just because of that. Vince told me I would get better if I drank some bourbon, so I may have to do that.
It's true.
All right. It was going to go quick, guys, because there wasn't a lot to talk about. There's some Icy Tech cooler right there. But, Ty, if you want to put me solo, let them go refill their drink, kick the tires, whatever they need to do. If you want to play some music for me, Ty, again, I don't have a lot to talk about tonight because a CBA overall results, the Summer Under the Star State Championship. We had 33 teams go out to Poteet, Texas. And we're going to talk about the top 2. Reserve Grand Champion Los Gordos Barbecue. He's in the comments tonight. He's going to be at the El Campo Los Lagoon, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation Cook-Off. And we got Mr. Chicken Fried Barbecue. I don't know if you get that queued up, Mr. Ty. I'll give you a second here to do that. But how about Mr. Bill Purvis coming back from Australia, from down under? Kicking off.
Bill Purvis with Chicken Fried Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Good Show. Boom.
There he is. You can find Bill and Phil and producer Wes on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. And it's called the Chicken Fried Barbecue Show. All right, let's go over to the IBCA. Actually, last week they did not have anything because they were doing their annual event. Last week did Lone Star. I'm sorry, I'm kind of unprepared for this. It's been a long week today. It's been a strong week as far as work is concerned. All right. Appreciate you filling in for me, Mr. Ty. Last week was nothing in Lone Star, nothing in Outlaw, nothing in IBCA. And I know that Phil Breeden was an RGC somewhere, right? Eddie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Phil was an RGC in
I want to say somewhere in, I don't know, Montana maybe.
All right, there he is.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Cannot.
I'm Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue. And you're watching the So Smoking Good Show.
All right, and let's bring Mr. Eddie back in here because we're going to talk. That was it for the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. I do not have some upcoming events just because I've been busy. Sorry, guys. I've been busy, and I was not able to put those together. And I don't want to spend some extra time on that because it's going to be a 4-hour show. So I don't have time to do it. No, we're gonna cut it short tonight. Montana, thank you, Daddy Dutch and Little Gringo and Brandon.
That's what I said.
That is what you said. They're just confirming what you said because you are up on it. You are the co-host of the show. You know what the hell's going on around.
I know.
Competition barbecue.
I was testing them.
You were, my man. All right. I did have something to talk about beforehand before we get back to it. But it just lost my mind. Lost my Janice was the grand champion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Janice Smellique. Thank you, Bill. Smellique GC in Montana. We have her on there, Ty. Fine Miss Janice. She was the GC in Montana. Phil is on that world tour. All.
Hi, I'm Janice Smella from Smella Houston, Canada, and you are watching So Smoking Gooder Show.
Absolutely. All right. Looks like Captain Joey Smith and Mr. Johnny Dunn are back in. Let's bring them back in real quick. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking through the break. Everybody that is still there, we didn't lose anybody. I think we lost about 5 people, and those people can, you know what we do, Eddie.
They probably wouldn't go piss too, bro.
They probably did. They'll be back. They will
When they make a drink.
be back. They went to make a drink. I don't blame them. Go make a drink. Go do what you do. But Mr. Johnny Dunn, we talked about, the team count we have here this weekend in El Campo. 60 is nothing to shake a stick at any longer. Want to ask you, Johnny, you've been a part of the Texas Gulf Coast Association. You've seen a lot of competition barbecue associations come and go. Now a lot more coming in. What do you think about the overall competition barbecue scene? Before we get to, the second part of the show, I just kind of wanted to ask you this because I know you've seen, and Joey too. Joey's been around doing this for a long, long time. We've seen a lot of competition barbecue societies or sanctioning bodies come. A lot more now. It seems like team counts overall are kind of down. What do you think about the state of competition barbecue, Mr. Johnny Dunn?
Well, I think as far as sanctioning organizations, I think that the competition is probably good for our hobby. I think, the 2 main ones in Texas are IBCA and BCA. I like them both.
CBA.
CBA, yeah. And I think that's good. I've seen both organizations make changes. And I'm one of those people that believe if you're not improving, you're probably falling behind. So I feel good about what they're trying to do, and there's always room for improvement. But as far as the numbers being down, I think the economy has a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think COVID killed a lot of cook-offs. If you look in the Houston area alone, Rod, you've probably noticed there's a lot of cook-offs that we used to go to every year that are not there anymore. So
yeah, they don't exist.
They don't exist. And and one of the other major changes to barbecue in recent years has been people cooking on drums, and successfully so. And that's allowed some people to get into competition barbecue that probably couldn't have afforded it if they had to go out and buy a $20,000 pit trailer. So I think that's been a good thing for barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
But I like cooking on drums some. I still like cooking on an offset. I cook on both. So I think the barbecue world is strong still. I don't think it's going to go away. I think we need to be a little more innovative about how to help our promoters make money on their cook-offs. If that's what they're trying to do, they have a charity, and while at the same time having decent payouts for the cooks, because what we do is very expensive. And working with these promoters and keeping them educated about the costs that the cookers are incurring and the amount of work that we have going into it. They need to be aware of that. A lot of them think we're just going buying a chicken and a rack of ribs, and
yeah,
it's a lot more to it than that. I think one of the big improvements we can make is working closer with the promoters. With one caveat, we have to remain as sanctioning organizations. We are member organizations for the cooks, so we have to make sure the cooks are taken care of. That's the primary mission of the sanctioning organization. So, but at the same time, we won't have any cook-offs without promoters. So it's something we have to do.
100%.
Yep.
Jumping at the bit this one. So I look at it a different perspective. So we have a lot of cook-offs compared in a day where I came from. I mean, there are just so many of those, but also you got to think so many of these are good cook-offs with good cooks. Our educational process has gone over the bar of the classes. They got total access to the internet, but we're leaving out the backyard guys that are trying to come into the sport that are totally lost in some of that going, well, I got this pit I got from my grandfather. I just want to do a regular cook-off, and we need a backyard division. I look at it that way as more than anything of just stair-stepping these guys, because we're really throwing these new guys to the wolves. They'll try it for a month or so and go, holy cow, this is way out of my price range of doing 3 meats, 4 meats. I'm going tackling this way. So
do you think there are enough backyard cooks to have a backyard division?
How do we know? We had so many new people. We can track this through all the organizations we got. Let's see the new ones that came in, got a membership and cooked 2 times. Why'd they get out?
I think there is a lot of backyard cooks, and we have so many organizations, like you said. We have 4 or 5 in Texas, and I mean, a lot of the backyard cooks do go to those, Lone Stars or Outlaws or whatever, and they do go to the CBAs and IBCAs, but yeah, like you said, they get scared. They try for a couple of months, maybe 1 month, 2 months, and they're like, man, the same people keep winning. And I was one of those too. When I first started cooking back in 17, it was always the same people walking. Joey, Clarence, Arnie, like it was the same people, and I'm like, man, you start thinking like, man, is it rigged? Like, do they want these people to win?
Correct.
And and then and you go out, you buy this big old rig, and it's like, man, I just wasted all this money for nothing. But what I have to say to them is, man, just keep on going, and you could find smaller cook-offs. Don't go to the big ones, just kind of look around. But it's kind of hard for them because a lot of people ask, well, how do you know where there's a cook-off? Is there a website? So promoting and marketing is, but yeah, that'd be cool. A backyard division. KCBS has a backyard division.
Yes, they do.
So
it helps to get the cost down some because it's high. And these guys, especially you look at the communities, look at all the old cook-offs that we used to all enjoy, of OG guys that went to that turned into big stuff, that you still had your local guys that went through the process. Back in the day, we were shigging. There wasn't no internet. There wasn't nothing else. I'm looking over there at Ronnie Wade. I'm looking at Johnny Dunn and those guys going, okay, what the heck are they doing there? Oh, shoot. Why is he putting this stuff on this early? You don't see that no more. Everybody's going off this rule of class. Take a barbecue class, I'm going to go roll off this perfectly. Well, it may not work on your cooker. It may not work on what your program is. No one's teaching that to these guys. Going, here you go. Rock and roll. Good luck with it.
No, I agree with you, Joey. I agree with you that when we started, there was some stuff on some groups on the internet, but if you go back and look at some of those comments and some of the things that people said they were doing, it wasn't very good guidance. It wouldn't hold a candle to anything we do today for sure. And so you really had to learn on your own. There were maybe 1 or 2 schools around. I'm trying to think. I know Johnny Trigg had one, and Craig had one later on. But man, there weren't many schools or anything like that, classes you could take.
I remember Jan and Don. Didn't Jan have one? That was one of the first ones that I remember.
Jan did one with Craig. And Don was there, but Don, he was there, and he would show his stuff, but he didn't want to be part of the show. He wanted to be Don.
Yeah.
But I remember Jan and Don had one together. But there wasn't a lot to choose from back then.
No, there wasn't. Eddie, I thought you had something to say, Eddie. No?
Yeah, when it comes to, like they said, you take a class and it's on that specific cooker and it might not work for your cooker, and that's just one of those things where you just got to adapt. And what you get taught in the class, it's a starting point, right? It's not like something that you can just take and run to the T and you're just going to start winning all these grands. It's a starting point. It's going to get you in the top 10, but you gotta put in your twist, man. You gotta know how to cook. I think if you want to do good in barbecue, you can't just never cook and then just start winning.
I agree 100%, Eddie. I had a friend of mine who's an engineer, and when I first started cooking, he said, well, "Why don't you just write down, the ambient temperature and what temperature you're running the pit at, and how much the brisket weighs, and and keep notes and record it on." And I said, "That's all fine and good." I said, "But it's part of what we do is science. There's no doubt about that. But there's a whole lot of it is art, and either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And you can learn it by getting guidance from other people, but just writing down a procedure, which is basically what a recipe is, will not necessarily make someone cook good."
Yep.
And we teach that to these veterans. We're giving you recipes, but pay real close attention to the process. Because you take the process, then take that recipe and make it your own. That's how you become a good cook. Make it your own.
Yeah. And then you also got to take into consideration what you can't ever teach is, in the class, was it windy? Was it not windy? Is it raining? Is it not? Is it cold? Is it hot? I mean, it's just some things that you have to teach yourself. Like if you're just, a canopy cowboy, right? And it starts raining and pouring and your cooker's getting wet. I mean, what do? They didn't teach you that. And those are just some things that as a cook, you have to, man, at that moment, you have to figure out what to do in order to, like Arnie says, you got to make it work.
Yeah, you got to adapt.
Yeah. And those are things that not a lot of people are teaching. I mean, nobody's teaching that.
No,
how
it's
are you
not.
going to know what the weather's going to be
There
or
is
wind or whatever?
We do have beginners that are coming in this sport all the time, and that's the biggest thing. If someone come out here and just go, "Hey, let me see what you're cooking with. Let's do some fire." Okay, let me tell you, you need to debark that and take that log and cut it down 4 more times and then putting that big old thing in your pit. And those little things, it's probably worth more of these new guys than it is for the recipes they're trying to get to thinking they can win. And that's something that's crazy about it. But that's just how the ball rolls. But that's something I think that's kind of missing for some of these newcomers that we kind of leave behind, that I think they would probably exceed if they really got a little more educational process, because we do it with the foundation, and that brought us to the heart of the soul of the foundation, of going to the fire management, how we trim our wood, what kind of charcoal we're going to run, prepare for weather. It may be raining. We're going to put our wood and we're going to cover it up, get it out of the back of the truck, make sure your charcoal bag don't get wet. But those simple things right now for these guys that's coming about, we all miss it. I mean, I think most of our anxiety right now is ADD freaking freaked out anyway of just trying to make it. They're already freaked out when they see these 4 guys show up at a cook-off going, "Oh, golly, that's Joey Smith, that's Johnny Dunn, that's Eddie Ross, dang Godfather, oh, golly."
And that's another thing, too. I feel like, some of the new cookers are, like you just said, right? They're intimidated and they maybe think that they're not worthy enough to come and talk to somebody. But man, if you see me, you can come talk to me. I don't care. I'll help you out, and I know Rob will, I know Joey will, and I know Johnny will. I mean, it's just all the guys will. Go to Bill, he'll help you out. We'll all help you out. And don't think that we're just going to blow you off because you're new. Like, you're part of, you're trying to become part of the family, and it's a barbecue family, right?
Trying to grow.
But one of the things that I've told people over and over and over, they show up at a cook-off and they see a bunch of badasses at the cook-off. Well, I tell them quick, I said, you're not cooking against them. You're cooking against yourself.
Yep.
I said, right now you're grand champion until awards. What you do between now and awards determines whether you stay grand champion. You're cooking against yourself. If you practice, if you've got a recipe, you've got a process, and you follow it, then you should be satisfied with what you did. And if you need to make improvements, then go from there. But it doesn't matter who else is at that cook-off. Anybody can be beat on any given day.
I agree 100%.
Bringing a barbecue family back. That's something I miss more than anything. Back in the day when you had the potluck dinners and you get to look at your rivals face to face. We're all sharing stuff. Maybe it's a lie or two, but you get the camaraderie going. And then all of a sudden, when that dang start time cooks, when y'all walk away from one another, it's the most amazing experience I've had in my life back in the day. And then when we get done, we celebrate whoever's grand champion and have the same repeat there that night. And then we all go home on Sunday.
I love this. We're talking about some new, you're talking to the newer cooks, right? Like to, do your thing. And Johnny, you just said, hey, you're competing against yourself. I love that observation. And a lot of people are like, shut up and listen to what Johnny is talking about right now. But I want to commend you, both of you guys. You guys have been in this thing for a long time, right? Long time. You guys are still, no one is surprised when Johnny Dunn gets a brisket call. No one's surprised when Captain Joey Smith gets a walk in anything. As far as Johnny, you too, anything. I just respect you as a brisket cook. So I said brisket, but any category, when Johnny Dunn gets a GC, when Joey Smith gets a GC, it's like, okay, well, they got us today. But people don't understand how long you've been in the game, right? And the game has changed from when you started, Johnny, when you started, Captain Joey. The game is completely changed. When I started, it's completely changed. And so for you guys to still be riding that wave and sitting at the top, like Johnny said, any given Saturday, right? We can all be beat, but no one is surprised when you guys get walks. No one's surprised when you guys win a contest. And that's a testament to you guys that are, adapting to the game is always changing, right? It's always, we talk about it all the time. It's cyclical as far as flavor profiles, as far as, everything involved. We have to struggle with judges off the street and type, stuff like that. So the fact that you guys are still out there doing it, what does that mean to you? I'll go with Captain Joey Smith to start, but you guys have been doing it for a long time. You, especially Joey, Johnny as well, to still be out there competing with these new young bloods that are coming in, taking classes, doing their thing, learning. The learning curve has completely changed since we started. How does that make you feel, Joey?
It makes me feel great because it's still there. Because I'm not the one. I still come up. I congratulate these guys, and they'll tell me. And that's what's cool about it. The communication when us OGs come up and go, "Hey, man, what did you do this day?" And I love it because some of them will feel it, and then some of them will go, "Well, I don't know about you," but we still get the respect, I guess. The end of our, I'm not saying it's the completely end of our careers, but
you just hinted.
But yeah, but I meant because it's a battle too for us to keep up in what we do. Johnny and I, we do this as a group, and we fix everything share. We battle these big contests together because back in the day, yeah, we used to do this solo, but as times progressed and getting these big competitions under our belts in Battle Houston and San Antonio, those things are still the ones that just keep that fire going in us to go, hey, we got a little bit left in the steam pot here for you boys. So
oh yeah,
we're going to keep tackling as we go. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of out of reach sometimes because I look at it because when you're going to play with this as hard as we do and we love to do, you got to be in it a lot. Because if
you know what it takes.
Yes, and I'm leaving the small cookers in the backyard thing behind because going to play the game now, like COVID, I had all my stuff over there shipped for Australia, still sitting over there, probably got used, but COVID, we lost that opportunity. And man, watching LC and Bill Purvis go over there and get to knock that down, those are some of the dreams that I had that I was so proud to watch them go accomplish. And hell, you can ask Fred Robus, man. I probably went to every one of his barbecue classes just because I fire management one time, went to go help, and shit, I paid my way. And I love education just as much as any of these guys that do, but you still got to know the basis. And if you can do the basis of your texture tennis and finish on a cutting board nowadays, you can play with the big leagues.
100%.
Yep.
Great comment. Johnny, question
Well,
to you.
I get a kick out of it. I still get the thrill. I mean, it's like, deer hunting, or I used to be a big bow hunter. If I don't have the butterflies in my stomach when I go to awards, like I'm sitting on a deer stand and a deer walks up. If I don't have the butterflies, man, I need to quit. And so I still have that. I still have the drive. And you're talking about a lot of the younger cooks, and I've talked to a lot of them over the years. And I actually learned a lot from them too. Even if they're inexperienced, if you listen to what they're saying and what they're doing, you can learn things from other people and improve yourself as well, just trying to help somebody else. So I don't turn down helping anybody. If I get a chance to help someone, I will. And it's happened to me a number of times over the years. And I'm bad with names and faces a lot, but somebody will come up to me and say, "Hey, Mr. Johnny, thank you for helping me a couple of years ago. You really made a difference." And he'll walk off, and I asked Patty, I said, "Who was that?" She says, "I don't know." So,
what?
I mean, but that's okay. You need to help people. We need to keep the young blood in the sport to keep it going.
100%.
Yeah, because when I'm out there in my 4-wheel drive wheelchair and my battery runs dead, I need somebody to help me. So
I was going to be on track.
You gonna be in the Lark? You gonna be in the Lark, Johnny? Doing this thing? Hey,
Johnny made a comment earlier. He said, when it comes to the old school cooks, the OGs, man, they have to. I feel like whatever they were doing back then isn't working now, right? So, and I know a lot of the OGs, if you will, man, they've got out of barbecue. They retired from competitions because they're like, man, everything's changing so much. I don't even know where to start. And I've talked to a couple of, one in particular that he calls me. He's like, man, what do I do, bro? I want to start cooking again. And he's a legend too. He's a Texas legend. And, that to me, it's like, damn, you got this legend calling me and asking me, what he should do. But the game, like you said, the game changes, man. Something might be working for years and then it just starts changing, and you just got to figure it out and adapt. And if a new cook is going to help you, then that's what it is,
I agree 100%.
100%. Okay, gentlemen, that's been some great conversation as far as that. But let's get to Bill Purvis. Johnny told me in the first contest, it's a tenderness contest, not a barbecue contest. Timo Phil told us that a couple weeks ago as well, talking about kangaroos and everything and Joey's and all that stuff. So absolutely.
And the point of that comment was, you can have the best flavor in the world, you can have the prettiest meat in there, but if it ain't tender, it ain't walking.
Absolutely.
That is 100%.
You got a nail texture.
All right, boys. We've had some great conversation. We're not done yet. Oh, I can see. Oh, look on the corners now. This is new here. We got the Mount Rushmore of barbecue. I don't know who wants to go first. These are 4 people you want to put on. Oh no, Eddie's gone. I don't know who wants to go first, but these are 4 people you want to put on your barbecue Mount Rushmore, people that have inspired you, helped you along the way. I know we did this once before, over a year ago, so it can change. But who wants to go first?
I'll roll with it. We lost a legend here, Barry, about a month and a half ago, and he was your Lone Star president. And maybe I should have started off different. The Wades, the Canterburys. I'm going to keep going. Craig is one of mine, and Fred Robus, I put him on top of my list. On the end of my stuff, Fred definitely helped me tackle a lot of that. And also, it was just great for friendly conversation of just getting through barbecue and enjoying life, and also surrounding yourself with the good Lord. That's something's a big picture of this too for some of us that are humble with that. But I'm sitting here totally in awe for Harvey Gebhardt. So he was my first that I went to. That was 20 years ago. One of my first Rushmores that really taught me about
Harvey Gebhardt.
Harvey Gebhardt.
Harvey Gebhardt.
Passed away about a month ago, and
sorry to hear
he
that.
was a pilot. Walked into his house, and it's the first place I ever looked at 200 and something trophies in his place, and he was all a Lone Star cooker. He never spread out from that. He cooked a few IBCAs back in the day, but he was a strictly Lone Star cooker, and he traveled everywhere. A lot of those you miss, but the Wades was when I was on my prime. Those are the ones that I was battling against, and then of course.
So you said Jan? Did you say?
Don
repeat
and
them
Jan.
up? Yeah, John. I'm sorry. Don and Jan.
Don
Harvey,
and Jan.
Fred,
and Craig Sherry.
Craig Sherry. Okay, all right, very
the Wades,
nice.
you know.
On the Wades too.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, you got one in your gift shop. Somebody that almost made it on the mountain. Joey, who's that? Almost there.
Almost there.
Gift shop. Got a bobblehead in the gift shop.
Bobblehead. I'm sitting here. You can go through all this list stuff right now. I'm puzzled with all that.
You can come back. You can come back to that one. We're gonna go to Johnny Dunn's Mount Rushmore, and then we'll come back to you on your gift shop.
He'll probably help me click one off.
Yeah, I've done this before, and this is probably a different list. I know some of them are different, some of them are not. But as far as people that have helped me, I'd say Craig Sherry for sure. Craig is not only a hell of a cook, but he manufactures some outstanding products. Another one is Johnny Trigg. I met Johnny a long time ago, and for some reason he took a liking to me. And when he comes around here somewhere, he calls me and wants me to come visit him at a cook-off. So I never turn him down, that's for sure. Right. He's not getting around as much as he used to, but he still cooks. He was at Hold'em and Hit'em back in January.
Yes, he was.
And then I'd put Don and Jan on the same level and then got to be good friends with them and learned a lot from them. And the other one would be Vince Colanetta. Vince has been cooking way longer than me. He's been cooking Houston for 35 plus years, and has won brisket there, and I don't know what else, but he has an outstanding palate like Craig, and developed some outstanding products. So I've learned a lot from him on blending flavors and stuff like that. So that's been a big help to me.
Awesome. There you go.
I got my bobblehead. I'm ready.
All right. Who's your bobblehead? I think Ty's going to put them in the comments. I don't know, but
it wasn't about the recipes or anything, but my biggest person that really focused that I got to hang out with quite a while was Jamie Gear about fire management.
Oh, nice.
Him and Tuffy Stone, fire management. When I moved up north and started cooking there, that was their biggest key to running clean fires and small wood back in the day, and that's on my list.
Awesome. There he is. All right, very nice, Mr. Johnny Dunn. Who's in your Who's your gift shop person? Almost on the mountain.
I would have to include Tuffy with that. I've spent a little time with Tuffy as well, and actually Tuffy's dad.
Oh, nice.
Who's no longer with us, but he if he was at the cook-off with Tuffy, he was running the fire. That was his job, and I watched him build a fire many times, and he would put and they cook with wood, and he would put a piece of wood on there, or he used really small wood. He would put a couple of pieces at least, but he wouldn't close the firebox door. And I asked him why. I'm just watching him. He says, make sure it catches on fire, because sometimes you'll get a stick of wood that'll sit there and smolder. And if it turns black and starts smoldering, you need to get it out of there. If you don't have the door open, you don't know that until it's too late.
All right.
So I'd have to put Tuffy up there too, and his dad.
Beautiful list. All right, guys. We got 20 more minutes left in the show. I hope you guys stick around. We're gonna do some rate my boxes. Are you guys all right with that?
Sure.
Do you know what we do on rate my boxes? All right, Johnny knows. Johnny knows. Does Captain Joey know what we do on rate my boxes?
I'm sure I'm fixing to find out.
All right, so we should submit their boxes to us, the Gooder Gang, and our host, Mr. Eddie Morales and myself, and of course our guest tonight, Captain Joey Smith, Mr. Johnny Dunn. They submit a picture of their box, and we rate it on a CBA scale. So 10 is excellent, 9 is very good, 8 is fair, and 7s are personal. In my opinion, 7s are poor. If you give a 7, it offended you somehow, some way. Eddie can explain that a little more than I can, because he gives more 7s than I do. However, Mr. Ty, producer Ty, is going to put a box up on the screen. We're going to give it about 10 seconds or so. Actually, the box will stay up there. The Gooder Gang has about 10 seconds to chime in. They're going to put their scores on, and then I'll go around the horn on the guests tonight, and and the whole goal of this deal, guys, is to help the person that posted the box, right? It could have been a 10 in the actual judges score, but if we see something that we can improve, we're going to point it out. All right, producer Ty, do your thing. We got a brisket box, and we give poker faces, Captain. I saw it. Poker faces. I know Johnny Dunn's got his poker face already there. All right, Gooder Gang, do your thing. Let's go. Before we get the panel up. Hey, those were some great Mount Rushmores, by the way. Don and Jan, legends. Craig Sherry, another legend, I feel, in barbecue. All right, here we go. We got some 9s, 10 from Renee, 9. The Dude, 9. Jackie. Jackie's pretty tough, I'd just say right now. Love Jackie Milligan. ZZ Top Fan, 9. Buddy with a 9. A lot of 9s in the house tonight on this first brisket box. Let's just go hard right from the start. Eddie Morales, you're up first.
All right. Well, I don't hate it, but I can see that wherever this, I want to say this was cooked on a stick burner, and the left side was closest to the fire, if I'm not mistaken, because I can see where that heat got a little too crispy on there. So you got a couple cracks. I'm gonna give it a 9, a low 9, but I mean it looks great. It looks good.
Johnny Dunn, Mr. Brisket King, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Johnny. You are a brisket king, by the way.
I give it a 9. I think it's a good, solid presentation. Not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I give it a 9.
All right, Captain Joey.
I'm a 9 as well. They're going to get hurt at the end if someone started slicing on that left side. That's the only thing that's going to hurt them in this box. But the rest of it's beautiful.
All right, panel. Is it that one slice that is killing you guys? For me, it is as well.
So yes, the one in the middle.
Yeah, if it were completely clean like the other 8, I would give it a 10. It's a 9 for me as well. If anybody wants to claim that box, put it in the comments. It's a good looking box. We're not hating on it. We're not hating on it.
Some days I dream I had that box.
Exactly. That's a good looking box. Just saying. All right, next.
That is Brian Fox's box.
Oh, Brian Fox. Congratulations.
Need to rotate your brisket and your drum there, Brian.
Rotate, baby. Rotate. Okay, this is poker face. Sorry. My bad. All right, here we go. Next. Obviously, guys, this is a KCBS box, but we're still going to rate it on a 10 through 7 scale. Yeah, 18 boxes. Brian loves to send in some boxes, just saying. Don't hate. He sends it in. Oh, Jackie. Did you see Jackie's comment? Barf. Poker face, Jackie. Poker face. Rainy Gonzalez. Oof. We don't see scores. Okay, Buddy with the 7. Jared 7. Is that brisket? We'll have to ask Mr. Johnny Dunn. Is that brisket? Johnny's going to go first, by the way, but we'll wait on here. All right, 7, 8, 8, 8. A couple more scores, and we'll let Johnny go. All right, screw it. Johnny, what you think, man?
I'm going to give it an 8. And I don't like it that much, but I don't know. It doesn't deserve a 7. It's an 8.
All right. Mr. or Captain Joey?
I'm going with a 7. 8 could have taken some time, got some stuff organized. I mean, it's
7's a personal. It offended you.
Well, it's not there for me. I'm sorry. I got standards.
All right. I'll go next. I'm going to give it an 8. The kale is, I mean, again, we're judging this on KCBS. The kale is not, even on the bottom. I'd like to see it more pressed down. I don't need to see it popping up, right? It's popping up in the front. It's popping up on the right side. It's popping up on the back side. Kale needs to not be part of this equation. It just needs to be on the bottom. It needs to look green and be done with it. And then the brisket, I just can't go with. I'm going to give that an 8.
You're nice.
I am. Eddie?
Well, I think we all know where this is going.
We already knew.
That's a 7. Yeah, it's a 7 for me. And I know this is the KCBS thing, man. I don't know why they flipped that brisket and, whatever. But, yeah, it's a 7 for me. Uneven slices, no bark. I mean, to me, it looks like there's no flavor. I'm sure there is. I'm sure it tastes good, but appearance-wise, yeah, it's just 7 for me. Sorry.
KCBS can't judge Garnis, Bill Purvis says, but So Smoking Gooder Show can absolutely judge some Garnis.
Yeah,
Garnish tonight.
I took KCBS judge class. You're not supposed, if it's a legal garnish, you're supposed to ignore it.
All right.
And judge the appearance of the meat. So that's where I came from.
All right. Well, actually, I am a KCBS judge, but I still did it. All right. The So Smoking Gooder Show, though. We can judge it. All right. Next. These have become really popular in the CBA world right now, the way this particular cook presented this box.
That one keeps coming in.
Gooder Gang, do your thing real quick before we get on to our panels. Twisted D with a big 10. 10. It's a Vincent Regino box. I don't know if that is. 10 from, 9, Gordo Q. 10, can't hate on this box at all. 9, Caesar. 10, Buddy. 9, 10. A lot of 10s, a lot of 9s. I'll go last on here. I'll go first with Mr. Morales.
I'll give it a 9. Looks good. Very nice.
All right, Captain Joey.
I'm going 9. I'd gave it a 10 if they had touched up the leg and that other wing with the sauce there to kind of get all that blended in if we're doing appearance. But good 9. Nice box.
Mr. Johnny Dunn.
I'm going to go with a 9. It's got decent color and needs touching up, and it's missing symmetry.
No one commented on the chicken without a, the wing tip was cut off. No one's commented on that. Y'all okay with that?
I prefer it not having a tip cut off, but.
All right, I will. I love the cooker that did this because this is kind of looking like my box. But I got to give it a 9. I do not want to see any foil on the bottom. I want to see a full ass box. To me, that takes away from what I'm looking at. I do like the baked in appearance of the sauce. I'm not going to hate on it very much, but I'm not going to give it a 10. I'll give it a 9. I want to see some more bass boating too. I want to see some more seasoning popping through that sauce. My opinion. All right, next.
I call it bass boat.
I do. Bass boating. Next. I believe it, Ricardo. I believe it. Second place in Poteet. Not doubting it 100%. This is artistic. JJ Daly, 10. Not doubting, Ricardo. Good looking box. Like I said, I love it. After my own heart. 10. Gordo Q. 10 on that brisket. Nice job. A lot of 10s. I haven't seen anything other than a 10 on this box. Mr. Johnny Dunn will go last. Anthony Horvath with a 9. That's the first 9. ZZ Top Fan 9. All right, Captain Joey Smith.
I'm going to give it a 10. I'm impressed. It's uniformed. It's there. I'm all over.
I'll go next. I'll give it a 10. I love it. Looks good. Like to see an overhead shot, but beautiful from this angle. 10.
Yeah, I mean,
Eddie Morales.
Yeah, everybody here knows I'm not a fan of burnt ends, but and I'll give it a 10. That's beautiful.
Brisket King, Johnny Dunn.
I'm gonna give it a 10. I don't think it's perfect, but I think I'll give it a 10. And it's kind of a wonky photograph, so that's one reason I went with 10 because I wanted to be fair.
Yeah, I'd like to see an overhead shot of that.
Yeah.
All right, producer Ty, let's go next. Oh, that was Cesar Mejia. I say Mejia. Sorry. Portrait mode and bad angle, but still a 10. Good job, Caesar. That was good. All right, on to the ribs. Anthony starting it off with a 9. 8. Not a fan of tiger stripes. Whatever that is. 8. Little Gringo said the same thing. Tiger stripes on the ribs. Wait, is tiger? Are we introducing tiger stripes to ribs nowadays?
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty
9.
sure they're intentional.
8. Yeah, I don't think those are intentional either. Grill marks. A lot of 8s. 9, 9, 8, 8, 8. Mr. Eddie will go last. I'll go second to last. Johnny Dunn, you're up first, and then Captain Joey will be this second.
I'm gonna give it a 9. The grill marks don't bother me. We are barbecuing, by the way. And the two different size ribs, the little bitty ones on the bottom and the nice pretty ones on the top, and that back one is kind of out of place a little bit. So I think it's pretty color. So I'll give it a 9.
All right, Captain Joey.
Grill marks don't offend me either, but I figured they needed to cook some more ribs. I just don't like the uniform, so I'm going to 8. I just think they could have if they put another set of ribs just like the ones they got on top, I'd be more impressed of what they got. But grill marks don't bother me. I just feel like ribs got skinny over there, but I'm 8.
All right. I don't mind the grill marks either. I love the bass boating. I think they're placed evenly in the box. All that said, this is not a good looking box to me. This is an 8. I don't like the different size ribs on the bottom. And that might be a picture thing, but I don't think so. I think they're like the top 4 are definitely like almost Hollywood cut, and the other ones are rib cut.
Yeah.
It doesn't match to me, and it's too much. I can see a lot of fat coming through there. too much of a light coloring for me. It's an 8. Eddie?
That's a 7 for me.
Nah. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I like how they, even though the ribs, they're not uniform or anything, the top and the bottom row, but they still made it look as if they were. They lined up the first ribs, then they went back. But yeah, I mean, it's still an 8. Grill mark doesn't offend me. I'm sure they probably flipped it, got to dry out the bark or something. That's fine, but a little wet, maybe. Probably set the sauce a little longer.
Man, if they match the top with the bottom,
oh Lord,
it could be a 9 or almost a 10 for me.
Yeah.
I like the color.
Yeah, the color's okay. I'd like to see a little more darker. I see too much fat coming through the color, but I'm not going to kill it. If they matched, this is what we do on the show. We give them critiques. If they match the bottom ribs with the top ribs, maybe a 10 for me. We'll see on that one. But all right, Mr. Ty, producer Ty, what you got, sir? Final 4 boxes. We're gonna get out of here in 2 hours. While the Gooder Gang is chiming in, our next guest next week will be none other than Wes Garrett. Piglytically incorrect. He will be our guest next week. He is also known as producer West on the West. I said West. Producer West on the Chicken Fried Barbecue Show. He'll be our guest next week. All right, brisket is on the board. Jackie. I love she doesn't even put comments or scores. She just says comments. Pass. 9, 9, 8. 8. Looks dry. Don't like that color, says Brian Fox. JJ, I got to tell you again, no 0.5s in this scoring system. ZZ Top 8, 9. Tweezer, the black specks. Yeah, I don't mind that, ZZ Top fan, but I can understand why people might. All right. Yeah, we'll get them on next week. All right, Nicho says an 8. I'll still let this be Mr. Johnny Dunn's expertise and go last. I'll go first. Captain Joey will go second. Eddie will go third. And the Brisket King, Mr. Johnny. All right. I don't love it, but I'm not going to kill it. I'm going to give it a 9. I do appreciate they put burn-ins in there. I actually appreciate the fat there. It looks like something I would like to eat. It's a 9. It can't be a 10 for me. I don't like. There's a little lull there. If you're gonna put brisket slices or burn-ins in there, make them straight across. In my opinion, there are some specks in there. It just doesn't look like a 10 to me, but it's definitely a 9. Next, Captain.
Oh, 8.
Can we go
back? Go. What happened? Go back to the other one. We're not done.
Great.
Ooh, what happened there? Was that? Take Eddie's brisket off, please.
Somebody ate the burn ends out of the box.
You said next, and I moved to the next one and deleted it. I'm sorry.
I was like, next commenter. Okay. No. Go back to the other one. Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have that photo anymore. I deleted it.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all good. Y'all
remember? I think we remember that one, right?
Yeah, we remember. Tacky sauce. It's they laid everything great in there. It's just
yeah.
Just I'm gonna roll it with an 8.
Oh, Captain Joey's. Oh, he's hard on it tonight. All right, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8 also.
Okay, Johnny Dunn.
I'm gonna give it. I'm torn between an 8 and a 9, but I'm gonna give it a 9. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
What was dragging you down a little bit to that 8?
look like messy slices to me, uneven top on them, and I just didn't. Just didn't look that great. It looked. He needed some liquid on it, some au jus or something.
Yeah, he did. She did. Captain and Johnny, did y'all mind that little fat seam right above the burn ends? That okay with you guys?
It bothered me.
It did bother you. All right, did bother you. All right. Let's go.
It didn't bother me. That's my favorite part of a brisket.
All right. Oh, let's go back to
what happened.
What happened to the other brisket? There we go.
There it is.
Poker face.
I wouldn't say brisket.
Poker face.
It's hard, bro.
Jackie says can't end the show on these picks. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this one because we're getting towards the end of the show. But I will let Mr. Johnny, the only one, comment on this one.
I'm torn on this one too. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and give it a 9. A little messy. The bark's knocked off of it. It needs some painting of the slices. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt.
And you're giving it a 9?
Yeah.
Very generous of you, Johnny.
It is. It's very generous.
All right, I got to hear from Captain Joey. What do you think, Captain Joey?
It's a 7 all the way out the door. I mean, when you knock all the bark and all that stuff off, and you know the rest of it's just going to wipe completely off. It's not set at all. And
yeah, I almost feel like that's Johnny's brisket.
Yeah, Johnny.
My brisket don't look like that, Hoss.
We already know, bro. We already know. All right, next.
I'm gonna score this one. Oh, all right.
No, we wanted to get past that one. Go for it, Eddie. Go for it.
7.
7. We knew. We already knew. All right. Nobody say nothing. Gooder gang, do your thing on this pork box, please. And I'll have a technique question after this.
Jackie with a 10?
Well, if Jackie's giving you a 10. Jackie is almost as hard as fucking Eddie Morales right there. We need to get Jackie on the show. Jackie, you need to come back on the show, babe. We need to get you back. Just for rating my box. All right. Captain Joey, you're up first. A lot of 10s in the comments. I don't see anything other than a 10.
It just shouldn't stop. I'm going to give it a 10. I love how the bacon's laid out and slices. I mean, that front slice could point up a 1/4 inch, but man, for me to critique it, I go and give it a 10 all day. Beautiful box.
Are we all in agreement on a 10? I think so. Eddie?
It's a 10 for me. Yeah.
Hey, how do we get the bacon from the base of the front of that box to the back of that box? That's pretty strong right there. Whoever the pitmaster was,
that's a beautiful box
that did this.
You got some true money muscles.
Please claim it. This is true money muscles. Look at those. Look at the cut on the money muscles. There's no cheating on these things. They started out with some thick ass money muscles.
Yeah, the foundation can get some source of this meat that you used in this box.
My goodness. My goodness. This might be, I've seen some beautiful boxes here. What do you guys think about this one is not overly sauced. What do you guys think about a lot of them I see nowadays? I feel like an old guy.
Yeah.
Nowadays are overly sauced. This one is not overly sauced. This is a beautiful box. In fact, they lightly sauced it. Maybe just au jus'd it without sauce. This is a good looking box.
It's a good looking box. They didn't even worry about sauce. It was that good.
And it's not Bill's because you can see the countertop under the box. Bill doesn't have that.
I would give it a 10 too. I don't think the photographer did it justice. It's kind of a weird angle. It looks like the slices on the right are kind of thick, but I mean, the meat itself looks like something I'd want to taste. That looks pretty damn good.
Producer Ty's in the house.
That's what I was going to say. Rini Gonzalez said that this was a David Michael box, and then I was going to say Rini Gonzalez is the one that sent it to me. So this is one of those boxes where I figured everyone would give it a 10, and then I said probably Eddie would give it a 7 because of something. So.
I know Eddie's kind of rough, and I don't know much about judging boxes, but I don't think.
All right, Ty, we are about 2 hours in, and we're going to end it on that beautiful. Okay, never mind. Let's go. One more. Is this our first chicken box of the? No, the second chicken box of the evening. Poker face. We're going to end the show or end the rate my box on this, and then we'll give some parting comments from Captain Joey and Johnny Dunn and Eddie Morales, and we'll get out of here. We're not going to go 3.5 hours like last time. After we said 1 hour. Oh, Jackie likes it. She said, whoa. 10. A lot of 10s, a lot of 10s, a lot of 10s. Those are pork loins. He just knows how to trim them. All right, maybe so. 10, 10, 10, 10. A lot of 10s, a lot of 10s. Nothing other than a 10, other than Jackie with a whoa. I'll go first here because I feel like I am a chicken connoisseur and pit master. Can't fault this one bit. That is a beautiful chicken. They look like they trimmed it very well. We can definitely tell they trimmed it to be a half chicken, not a spatchcock. I'm all right with the wingtip because it does not cover up. The only reason that I'm not a wingtip fan is because sometimes it covers up the breast. This one is not. It's tucked in very well. I like the candy appearance of this chicken. I like the bass boating coming through the chicken. 10 all day long for me. Captain Joey Smith, you're up next, my man.
I call it bass.
You took the words out of my mouth. I love how the chicken filled up the box to the corner, laid in perfectly. It's not in a bind. They cooked the right size chicken. The skin is folded perfect. That they pinned it underneath there. It didn't pull up. It's a 10.
Johnny Dunn.
I'm going to give it a 10. That's a beautiful bird. Pretty bird. I like everything about it.
Beautiful bird. Eddie Morales, we talked about on the show before, where we can see a lot or why people add wingtips, but man, this one's standing alone.
Man, that's a 10 for me. That's a beautiful, perfect bird. Like Joey said, perfect size. I mean, the way they put it on their cooker when it was raw is what got the shape. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
they did a great job. Great bird.
Whose box is that? If anybody wants to claim that, I would claim it. It's not mine though. I would definitely claim that.
I told him anytime he turns in a box, he knows I'm automatically going to say it. This is our follow team, Serge Gracita.
Damn, Serge, new cook, by the way. Within a year, maybe he just entered year 2 status. But man, great looking box, my man. That's very good, very good. My first 10 from Eddie. There it was. You absolutely win nothing but some accolades from us right here. Producer Ty, what do you think of the show, my man?
Oh, anytime I can get on a show and literally have some therapy, like I don't think I spoke on this, but doing these podcasts about the Texas barbecue, National Barbecue, learning about this, watching you guys and Bill and Phil, and then go to Australia and us have people from Australia on here, and then having watching Chicken Fried shows this past Monday with the guys from Australia. Just this whole sport is so cool to watch. I love every week we do the show. It builds into what I talk about on my podcast with just a little bit of therapy and throwing out tools. And that's what you guys do. You throw out tools for appearance. You throw out tools for taste profiles. And then I heard Eddie talk about something that I've never really thought about tonight, which was I took the note, like, what if it starts raining on my grill, and that's going to make my temperature go down? So what do I do then? So I'd never really thought about that before. So for the people the true novices that love the sport, have been involved in it for like 6 years, but I'm not a cooker at all. You know, I love the insights you guys provide. So thank you for that.
Ty, you're awesome, my man. Thank you for doing everything you do behind the scenes. I appreciate you, my man. Mr. Johnny Dunn, any closing comments before we get out of here, my man?
I appreciate you having us on the show. We appreciate you supporting Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation and the El Campo cook-off coming up. We're really looking forward to it, and we have some spots left open, so it's not too late to get in, but you need to do it pretty quick.
Awesome.
We're leaving. We're going to be down there tomorrow, probably middle of the day. So if you're gonna enter, you better do it soon.
All right. Say hello to Miss Patty. Love your beautiful wife over there. Captain Joey Smith, before we let you out of here, anything, please?
No, thank y'all so much for supporting everything about BBQ Rub. This is something that's just great for educational for everybody. All y'all shows, everybody, Ty, what you do. We're veterans and moving forward, and y'all supporting the foundation. We couldn't be blessed just to be a partner with you guys. So I just want to say thank you.
All right, Cesar Mejia's in spot 92. Looking forward to it. Eddie Morales, before we let you get out of here, anything?
Man, I just want to say, you know, I'm not a veteran or anything, but man, what y'all do for veterans and the way y'all support them and you know, give time and effort into them, man, that's badass, and I salute y'all for that. And man, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna keep you on here, and we're gonna hang out just for a minute right after the show. But hey, I just want to tell you, Johnny Dunn, Mr. Johnny Dunn, Brisket King of Texas, and I teased Johnny because he had a pork run, and I called him the Pork King of Texas because for whatever reason Johnny took the pork very well, and I love to see that. And of course, Captain Joey Smith, and what both of these gentlemen have done for the Texas barbecue. They are Texas legends. You guys, they've been involved with Texas barbecue for a long time. And not only that, now they're putting everything they've learned in Texas barbecue and they're promoting it to help veterans and first responders. What better thing? They couldn't be a better thing, a better organization to support than the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. So if you have anybody that you want to promote or to, you know, put up for the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Ty has put the link up there. Veterans or first responders, anybody, if you guys want to get involved, like Johnny said, there's still spots going on for this weekend at the El Campo cook-off. I will be there. I'll be there on Friday. I'm unfortunately have to work tomorrow, can't leave early, but I will be there Friday, and I can't wait to see everybody there at the El Campo cook-off. It's a great event. It's one of my favorite events of the year. And for producer Ty and my co-host, Mr. Eddie Morales, Mr. Johnny Dunn, and Captain Joey Smith, Robert Rocha, we are signing out here. I told you we'd get out of here in about 2 hours. Eddie, you got your bedtime, my man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to the Gooder Gang. We'll see you next weekend with Wes Garrett, producer Wes from the Chicken Fried Show. He'll be our guest next week. I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be a good one. All right, guys, you want to sign out? Let's go.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation, YouTube, California.